Hello, my name is Gwen, and today we'll use a strap just a little differently. So we don't need to tighten it up. So have it off by your side. Then we're going to come into a passive back bend shoulder stand with the use of a block, which if you're using a block, they're very light. And if you're using a encyclopedia, they're super heavy. So if you have it off to the side, you'll just tug it underneath the back of the pelvis. So we'll get there. Not yet though. So the location of this will be right at the back of our lumbar sacral spine. So have whatever you're using off to your side. It can even be something that's as soft as a blanket, folded. And as you come into this, it won't offer as much resistance. So not a lot of feedback will be coming from the back of the pelvis, but you'll be experiencing a whole bunch of other effects of this exploration, opening up the hips, the ankle, the legs, and the back of the pelvis will be benefiting as well. You can also use your bolster. So this is a practice. Every time you come into this, maybe you explore in a different way. So let's start by coming onto our backs with the knees bent. And with the knees bent here, heel toe your feet a little wider so the inner knees knock. Have the heels outward, toes inward. And explore now as you close your eyes. Explore that internal landscape. The palms can be upward. Feel into your bodies. A little rock at the back of the skull as you start to settle in to this moment. And what is the breath like? Come into the inhale and the exhale like a natural sigh. And again. And come into whatever breath feels delicious. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. Or maybe a few exhales through the mouth. Notice your starting point here. From the base of the spine to the shoulders. Through the center of the brain where you think that is. You can sweep your awareness back downward through the shoulders, the pelvis, the legs, all the way where the feet are located into the mat. Let the toes dance a wee bit. And then go ahead and bring the palms down and bring the knees away from each other. Walk the feet a little closer to the sit bones. You might even be able to brush your fingers up towards the heels. They might be able to touch. If that's too much for the knees, you'll know. You might have to inchworm your toes out so they're not in a squeeze, a flex. And then when you're ready, take a deep inhale through the nose, and as you exhale, press the tips of the shoulders down. Feel the heart rise upward, and then relax that effort. And then again, take a deep inhale. As you exhale, send the tips of the shoulders downward. Feel the rise and the squeeze to the back of the heart, and then soften. One more just like that. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, tips of the shoulders, press. Hold that press. Press into the length of the arms, the fingertips. Feel the muscles required. Now press into the heel, the big toe, baby toe. Let the pelvis gently hover up, up, up off of the mat. Take your block or your bolster, whatever you're using underneath the pelvis, place it right where you think you need it. You can adjust in a bit, and then surrender the pelvis, the whole weight of the pelvis down. Take a few breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth as the body settles in this shape. If you're not certain if it's in the right place, place your thumb on the top of the iliac crest, on the sides of the upper part of the pelvis there, the bowl, and then draw a line down to your support. So it's not in the lower back, it's on bone, it's on the pelvis. Then go ahead and take your strap and unravel it the whole length over the belly. A little rock at the back of the skull. Eyes are closed. Keep it simple. If this is your first time coming into this passive back bend like this, cut yourself some slack. We learn in increments. The body learns in increments. Just a little bit at a time as we explore. We move into this valuable real estate a little more as muscle memory, waking up this part of the body. So notice the back of the skull. Does it feel like it's walking upward, lengthening, lengthening, lengthening? This will be the yin part of this posture. It'll keep nice and still-ish. And then you'll pause, nose points upward, chin in the direction of the heart center, lengthening the cervical spine of the neck. Go ahead and take the strap now. It's our lasso. Press into the left foot and let the right one come up, thigh towards the belly. Lasso that foot as best you can. And then take the strap right into that meaty part right underneath the toes, the transverse arch. Lengthen the arms up, the leg up, the heel up, toes to the nose. Take a hold of the strap between the thumb and the first finger. And then just gently bring the elbows down into the floor as you slide the strap through the thumb and that first finger. Once the elbows are down on the floor, widen through the fingers and then roll the hands so that the elbows are hovering. They're like weights now into the strap. Bend the knee generously so the elbows touch the floor. Roll the foot to the baby toe edge in that strap. Lengthen through the knee like a yawn, and then bend that knee generously. Come to the big toe mound, the other edge of the foot, and then press, and then bend. A little roll to that baby toe edge, you lengthen, and then a generous bend. From one edge of the foot to the other, with a beautiful bend in between. Feel how the knee can bend like this. The ankle can move like this. Notice the arch of the foot, the top of the foot. For one more. And then very softly here, feel this shape. So the legs nice and long and strong. Just like a branch in the wind, let it gently roll out softly to one side. You are holding the reins. The arms have full control here. So one elbow will root, that outer elbow, while the other one comes up off of the floor. Go ahead and bring that other elbow into the floor slowly as the foot gently comes over that navel center. Have a secret bend or a big bend to that top leg. If your hamstrings, the back of the leg, maybe the back of the knee or the calf are really singing, bend more, bring the leg away from the belly. Notice this sway from one side to the other. This is where we can add on if you'd like. Option, that bent knee. As that top leg comes outward, you can roll to the baby toe edge of that bent knee. Feel the baby toe edge of the foot root, the knee comes out, leg comes out. Very slowly, methodically, rhythmically, we move like this. As the top foot comes over that navel center, the back thigh comes behind. Light little pauses as we move like this. Last add-on, the nose can follow the toes. And then when that top leg comes over the hip in a stacking quality, leave it there, and then allow the other foot to come up and trade places so that you take the other one out, but you leave it up. Feel the inner knees. They never have to touch, but feel that connection. And then bend that knee and place that foot down. So now we're on the other side. Undo the hands and reach like you're playing the piano. Let the fingers move. Circular motion or conductor of the band, a half circle. And then reach for those upper toes. Take the strap between the first finger and the thumb. Drag it down to the elbows. Widen through the fingers and roll. As you grip the strap lightly between the thumbs and that first finger, feel the elbows. Bend that top knee. Allow the elbows to come down into the floor. Roll that top foot to the baby toe edge, and like a yawn, let it reach upward. And then bend. Pain is not an option. So you can come into a little discomfort, but no burning or pinching, please. Just notice and back off. Just a little bit more. Feel the lightness of this pose. Notice how it feels to move like this. From one edge of the foot, a generous bend, and then the other. As you press through that big toe mound, maybe the toes come away from each other. As you come into the edge of the foot, you might notice into the side of the knee. And how about one more? And then go ahead and come into your swaying branch when you can. A little secret bend to that top knee. Feel one elbow come into the floor as the leg comes out. The other elbow comes off the ground. Then you go ahead and you stamp it back downward as it comes over the navel center. The legs have so much responsibility for the body. So allow the arms to do most of the work here. Like a swaying branch, that top femur bone can sway in the hip socket now. Just roll effortlessly. The inner and the outer knee, leg, a little brief visit. Adding on now with that bent knee, as the foot comes through the center, you can cross it behind. As that top leg moves outward, that bottom knee can come outward. Feel that baby toe edge of that bottom foot from one edge to the other into the floor. Come into the last add-on. Nose can follow those top toes if it feels good. Little brief stops on both sides. One more this way. And then one more that way. Go ahead and come into that stacking quality of the knee over the hip, ankle over the knee, and walk your hands up the strap. The outer hand can hang onto the strap, other hand behind the knee for support. Take the strap off and then bend that knee and bring that foot into the floor. Strap can be off by your side now. Arms down by your side, palms down. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, send the shoulders down. Press into the length of the arms to the fingertips. Hold that press and then press evenly into the heels, to the toes, to the baby toes. Feel the evenness now of what's coming down into the floor as you hover over your support. Take it right out from under the pelvis, off to the side. From here, roll. Top of the spine, mid-spine, lower spine. From here, you can heel toe and have the heels out, or take your bolster blanket underneath the knees, or if it feels delicious to come flat into your Shavasana, please do. Knuckles heavy. Allow the toes to have a little dance, the back of the head to rock, and then settle in here as you observe the effects of that exploration in your body. What does it feel like? Notice the center of the brain, the sounds. And then allow yourself to absorb all of that goodness as you observe this beautiful letting go of the breath, of all the muscles. Our pure intent to recharge and emerge renewed, a renewed spirit and clear mind. And what does that feel like? Thank you for your practice today. Namaste.